Howdy, I'm Earl. What's up? I'm Kyle. What's good? I'm Tyler. Hey, you three. You guys ready for the concealed carry class? Sure, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. What was I doing again? Hey guys, I'm another Prepared American, and today I'm covering 3 carry styles, the clothing that helps, and when and where to carry in certain ways, and how to make sure no one ever knows you're carrying. All right, so for starters, inside the waistband. This is how I carry most of the time. It's the least comfortable, but it offers high to medium concealment on most guns and for most people. Good luck to the guys carrying a Desert Eagle or people who need to lose some weight, because realistically, you're not going to appendix carry if you've got a gut. I've always had guys come into the shop whenever I was working sales, and they'd be like, "Hey, I'd love to appendix carry, but I'm too fat." And I'm like, "All right, I got you. We got other options." And so we'd work with them on that. But that's just them being honest, and that's me being honest. Typically, this is whenever it's warmer seasons, or if you wear t-shirts, button-ups. The biggest thing is going to be the concealment versus comfort factor, as well as the safety factor, because not a lot of people like having their boys hostage. And so for any of you P320 lovers out there, maybe don't appendix carry. I don't know. That's right. Mandatory SIG slander. Next up, Earl's favorite, outside the waistband. This offers medium to high comfort, but minimum concealment. If you're layering properly, like Earl was in the video with the camo jacket over the gun outside the waistband there, you can conceal it pretty well. But if you're wearing a trench coat in the summer to conceal your foul, you're going to look like a weirdo, and people are going to assume you have a gun or you're naked underneath there, and we don't want either for you. So things that you want to look for clothing wise are going to be jackets, button shirts, warming layers of whatever kind. You almost always want it on your strong side, so that way you can clear, draw, and go about it that way. The biggest part for the outside the waistband is it's way more comfortable. You can conceal carry bigger guns, and it's more comfortable if you are heavier set or just a bigger dude. It's uncomfortable for you to carry appendix. All right. Next up is going to be off-body carry. That's in bags, purses, fanny packs, vehicle storage. It is the most comfortable, but the least secure, and typically the slowest as well. Draw speed is like mid at best. I mean, I've been drilling with this setup with the 43X and in a Vertex fanny pack, and I can get it pretty quick, but it's nowhere near as fast as if I was appendix or if I was outside the waistband on the hip. Concealability is high because it's separate from your body. The biggest thing is making sure you're doing this in the right place and time. You don't want to make it an everyday thing. You don't want to just leave your gun in your car all the time unattended, especially if you're going to like a bad part of town or, you know, a parking lot that's like monitored by security or like an airport or something like that. You just want to play it safe, leave the gun home if you're going to just leave it in your car. You don't want to give it away to some criminal or something. And that kind of goes into like the training aspect of all of this. You will shoot the best with how you carry and how you train. So if I carry primarily inside the waistband and with a fanny pack, that's how I'm training at the range. If I'm Earl and I just rock out with my 357 on the hip with the speed loader in my pocket, that's how I'm hitting the range. Training is what matters, getting out there, doing it, and getting the principles of all this stuff down. Editing American here, and I just realized that I can show an excellent point about like clothing color. So like in this video, I was wearing a gray shirt, and you could see me printing really badly with that Glock, but it wouldn't have been as bad if I was wearing like a checkered shirt, a plaid shirt, a dark, like a black shirt. But any light colored clothing is going to print worse than darker colored clothes. Thought of that while editing. A few quick clothing kind of like tips or tricks. When it comes to like the fabrics that you want it to be drape or stretch. You don't want anything that's going to cling to you, like an Under Armour shirt or something tight like that. It avoids printing. Jackets, you want things that have a cut or closure type pattern or like the zip versus a button up. Zips conceal better than button ups, but buttons up are faster to get to. So you have to weigh that reward versus risk. Belts, there's a million different belts. There's stiff gun belts, dress belts. Your pants rise and your waistband also has a lot that goes into play. I could do a whole separate video on just concealed carry clothing, but this is just kind of the basics of the inside waistband, outside, and off body. Next up, we can talk about draw and retention type stuff. The biggest things you want to remember is whenever you're drawing from inside the waistband or anything, you want to make sure you practice slow so you're doing it safely, and you can speed it up whenever you're unloaded, because this is the most likely scenario you're going to shoot yourself. So if you're clearing garment, and I'll have a demo of me doing it inside the waistband, outside the waistband, and then from the off body. Next up, legal and safety stuff. I'm not a lawyer. I can't give you legal advice, but you need to know your state and local laws on concealed carry, off body storage, storage for minors. And then, as always, keep the firearm pointed in a safe direction, finger off the trigger, weapon on safe, holsters that cover the trigger. So like even with these ones here, that isn't ideal, because if the gun moves and something gets in there, that gun can go off. These ones aren't my holsters. These ones are a buddy's. This one's better because you can't get to that trigger until it's like way out there and you're already drawing. This is a pocket thing anyways. But you want something that securely clicks. Otherwise, you have to understand that risk versus what you could potentially be doing. Please no one be weird. This is just belt POV. But it helps when you inside the waistband if you offset your belt buckle. So that way, maybe get this guy in there. It's more low profile. And it conceals a lot better. All right, and for anyone who didn't want to sit through all of that meat and potatoes of this, all of my ramblings, the quickest decision matrix, I'm going to write it down as well as say it. Inside the waistband, daily concealed, moderate draw speed, the balance of concealment and capability. Outside the waistband, outer garments reliable, better for comfort and speed. You are going to be more comfortable and faster, but have a higher probability of someone seeing your gun. And then off body is when body carry is impractical, gym, beach, summer, things like that. You have to plan for having a delay to get to your weapon, as well as the security risk that could pose of it just being in a bag or in your car existing. But yeah, that's everything I got for the inside waistband, outside the waistband overview type stuff. Do you guys want to see me run Earl, Kyle, or Tyler's carry setups at the range? Comment below. Let me know which one you want to see the most. Make sure to subscribe for the full follow-up, where I try a bunch of these different setups at the range to show you what works, what doesn't, what's ideal, to kind of save you guys the in-between and the hassle of trial and error. Obviously, everyone's different. Not everyone's built like me, because I'm built different incorrectly. But it'll at least give you a general idea of like what really sucks and what doesn't, or what sucks less, or what's worth it, what's not, before you drop $180 on a holster that you might not like. But yeah, so that's what's coming up next. You guys can expect that. Comment, subscribe, like, do all those things. We're almost at 700 subscribers, which is awesome. Thank you guys very much. Love everyone that tunes in and watches and leaves their comments and does all that stuff. I got some very exciting content coming up soon. And as always, stay hydrated, stay strapped, and most importantly, stay blessed, guys. Thank you. Birds aren't real.